Hi. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, also some history I've got. Yep. Yeah, so I work for KRO-NCRV, sorry. It's also NCRV. We merged 1.5 years ago. I'm Elsa, Head of Digital and Innovation. We are a big company. We broadcast a lot of TV programs, but also radio programs. And we are a very traditional media company. We have, just to show you some insights, more than 400 employees and 20 people working at Department Digital and Innovation. We just released a reorganization today, so that's not very good news. We are in a very moving sector where things change a lot. And the focus of my department is really to come up with digital strategies and concepts. Maybe you think why we do that. I like it, but also because we used to be a company with a very easy audience. This was the first radio for people who've never seen the first radio. We had an audience that was always listening to us, and then we had TV, and we had a very easy audience we could reach. Was all mass media, and now our audience looks like this, and like this. We're not the only company who struggles with that. There are also other companies like newspapers who struggle with it. Situations used to look like this, and now they look like this. So we try to, as a small department in a very big company, we try to come up with concepts and strategies that get people out of the mode that life is about mass communication. Which is a struggle, but also very nice to do. And today I want to give you an insight in how we work a bit, in what kind of TV genres we have, because we are 90% a TV company, and what kind of different concepts we make, to give you an insight in how you can reach those people who are just looking at their phones and their iPads, smartwatches, everything. I want to make a distinguish. My English is very good. In 4 kind of concepts we do: social strategies, interaction and participation, gamification, and transmedia storytelling. I don't really want to focus on the social strategies because I think these are all experts, and I think you all know how social media works. And we use existing platforms, and today I want to focus on what things we really make and really produce and develop to reach that audience. We have interaction and participation, and we have a lot of genres in the company. And I've got 3 examples of how we try to interact and participate on 3 really different kind of genres. We try to experiment a lot with youth, because the youth is a very easy audience to innovate. They are online, they interact, they participate. And what we always try to do with youth is that the experience we have in that, we try to push to other genres, which are sometimes more difficult to innovate because the audience is older, and also the people who work with it are also more traditional. I've got an example of Zapplive. That's a tablet app. I'm going to YouTube now. I hope the internet working.
The KRO-NCRV is presenting non-stop drawing pleasure in the new successful MPO Zap drawing app. With this app, kids between 8 and 12 years are challenged to make their best drawings in the interactive program Zapplive and send them directly to the TV studio.
Goedemorgen allemaal, welkom bij een nieuwe editie van Zapplive. Dus eventjes kijken bij Saskia en Sidekick, want je hebt iets nieuws, hè?
Oh, ik heb zoiets tofs. We hebben een eigen Zap-app.
In the free drawing app, kids can make their own drawing book, draw independently, and join drawing contests from Zapplive. They can use different markers, paint and colours, but also stickers and templates. With every contest, kids get new material and a new challenge. who makes the best creation? With one push on the button, kids can send their drawings to the presenters.
Kom even mee, kijk. Er komen al ontzettend veel toffe tekeningen binnen, dus ga vooral tekenen Zapplive.nl.
Weekly, more than 5,000 drawings are entered. In 2 months, the app has been downloaded 40,000 times and was displayed in the App Store as best free app for kids. With the drawing app, the KRO-NCRV is reinventing the second screen by, besides live interaction, also realizing live creation between the tablet on the sofa and the TV screen.
Yeah, so this is an example of how we try to add interaction and participation to a traditional TV show. The numbers are pretty old, because we now have more drawings than the inhabitants in the city of Utrecht, which is lucky that it's digital, because otherwise we wouldn't know where we would leave it. And we have 95,000 downloads, and still about 10,000 drawings a week or something. So that's quite an achievement, I think. I actually think I'm now talking to a different audience. We talked about this presentation last week for our federation board, and they asked, why do you do this? Because children are already so much on tablets. Why do you want to improve? Why do you want to stimulate them doing it more? And what's the explicit God message you want to achieve in this? We don't, of course, have a message like that, but we do want to entertain kids, and if we don't give them that experience, then we lose them to other tablets and to other applications. And we also try to stimulate creativity. And then an example of a whole other genre, also second screen, but for a traditional program, the driving judge. Can't think of a better name in English. Frank Visser. Unfortunately, he left to SBS. And we also came up with an interactive concept.
KRO-NCRV's The Driving Judge is one of the most watched programs on Dutch television. Every week, thousands of viewers give their unconsidered opinions through Twitter and the website. The TV makers therefore ask themselves, how came the home judges? The main person is the driving judge Frank Visser. What if a viewer could judge a case just as he does?
Heeft u nu ook altijd al rijdende rechter willen zijn?
Pak dan nu uw mobiel of tablet en speel mee op live.ncrv.nl.
In the application during the broadcast, the home judges can assume the role of Judge Frank Visser by answering different propositions. When viewers answer a proposition in the same way as does Judge Frank Visser, they collect points. And then they must answer the most crucial question: which party will Judge Frank Visser favor? In the application, the viewer can select either the plaintiff or the defendant. The results from the home judges will be broadcast live on TV. At the end of the program, home judges can see in percentages how closely they relate to Judge Frank Visser. With the last episode of the season, we shall finally know the answer to the question: who is the best home judge in the Netherlands? With the home judges, KRO-NCRV is reaching a new group of digital users, a younger group which is challenged to look at cases rationally. This group of home judges now forms 10% of the total digital reach of the program, and they have become important ambassadors. Next season, the results of the application will be integrated even further and more simply into the program. With this development, we hope to also attract the older viewers. With the home judges, KRO-NCRV has created a daring and innovative online experience with a TV program which has already been broadcast for 16 years.
Make it interactive and try to add participation. You also innovate the program itself. So you saw the score bars in the program. A younger audience is also attracted to that. And they think it adds something to their experience. Don't only add something to the tablet. We also add something to the program. I'm gonna skip an example because with the internet connection is not very well. I'm going to skip to the next genre we try to distinguish. Experiment with that. We do it in youth, human interest, but mostly in quizzes. And quizzes is also, because the experience of the program itself is already gamification, it's an easier genre to add it to. I think, has someone not heard from the app De Slimste Mens? I think, okay, the smartest human, maybe then people will understand it. It's in the top 100 most used Dutch apps. And it's a social turn-based quiz app. And we were the first to add a Dutch social quiz app. And we started when Wordfeud and Ruzzle were very popular. And we thought, hey, that's interesting what's happening there. You've got social game and you can turn, and it's very interesting gameplay. How can we use that for television? And people all said, you're nuts, especially because The Smartest Human, it's a TV show when you answer with your voice. So they're not multiple choice questions. And how can you translate that to an app? Voice recording then and still now wasn't very good. So we said, we're just going to do it with typing. And people said, yeah, you're nuts. We also thought doing it, okay, maybe we were a bit nuts, because if you answer, you need all different kinds of synonyms to the answer. Cat can be a pussycat, can be a cat, the cat. So we had a lot of people and many different rounds. During the season we also have a TV question which you can answer in a TV program but also in the app to make it cross-media. This is how it looks. You can play, well, not really with Maarten van Rossum and Philip because they're not so digital. But you can play with your friends and random opponents, and you can go through these rounds. And I'm still very, very proud of these numbers. 1.5 million players, downloads. We have 53 million games played. And off-season, we still have 90,000 unique visitors a month. And on-season, we have about 150. And we use this experience to make the quiz for 1 versus 100. I also saw the game developer. Oh, he's there. Dietmar made it. Worked very hard on it. It's also a turn-based quiz, 1-on-1 against a friend or random opponent. But we also really try to add something. What we always try to do at KRO-NCRV is not repeating strategy, but always put the bar a bit higher, so you learn more and you experiment more. And we thought, hey, why don't we really gonna use a 1-on-100 multiplayer modus? And people again said, you're nuts. That's gonna be slow, and no one's gonna be in at the same time online. We did it anyway, and the modus is very popular, so that we call it a chamber. There are always players in it, and it's been used a lot. So in one moment, 101 people. This is how it looks. It looks a bit the same to De Slimste Mens. Luckily, we had multiple choice questions here. That was much easier in this project. And we also have good numbers, because we released, I think in July? No, I've got April. We've got more than 500,000 downloads and 56 million games played already. So that you see that the activity in the quiz app is huge. And we have 150,000 unique visitors a month. So we're very proud of that. And then the last the concept we try to distinguish is transmedia storytelling. In our world, that's a buzzword. You've got multimedia, cross-media, and now people are sick of it, so they say transmedia. For me, it just means that you tell your story over different kind of platforms. And yeah, what's going to be next to transmedia storytelling? We try to make the joke that it's going to be gender media in the company, and look how far people are going with just repeating it. And we mostly add that to drama, because it's an easy genre and people really want to continue in it. But we also try to experiment with factual TV. I've got one more example of the Zap mystery. double click.
Ten presenters and actors from the Dutch youth broadcaster Zap get lost in the woods.
Hallo?
They meet a recluse.
Wie zijn jullie?
And then 2 of them are murdered. One of the presenters has to be guilty of the crime. But who? The Zap Mystery is a transmedia murder mystery from the KRO-NCRV, in which kids can go in search of the murderer. The mystery is broadcasted on TV 3 days a week. With a market share of 26%, the target audience follows the adventures of their favorite youth presenters closely. Fans who want to see more can follow the latest forest adventure online daily. By viewing the extra videos...
het heeft gedaan. Maurice heeft de moord op Tim en Monique gepleegd.
But kids can also actively try and trace the killer.
Ga naar Zappmissie.nl en help de moord op Tim en Monique op te lossen.
Here, kids can tell the recluse who it is they suspect.
Hoogzwangere Evelien? Dat kan haast niet waar zijn.
In their other programs, the presenters will also be asking their young viewers to solve the mystery.
Speel je mee? Maar sneller, want het bos zit vol gevaren.
Truly fanatical investigators are able to browse the map of the murder scene, where they can track clues digitally, but only if they collaborate. By playing the minigame, kids can earn points together. With these points, they can unlock further areas on the forest's map, where they can find new clues. Clues that give food for thought and shared in the popular forum. Here, kids can exchange their suspects and their wildest conspiracy theories.
Hier zijn ze. Madelief, Luc.
The most fanatical investigators take a shot at earning a golden ticket to the live event, where the mystery is revealed. The 5 best investigators compete in an exciting grand finale.
Maar wie zat er nog meer op het toilet? Luc.
Lex.
To earn the title of the season, amongst other fans, and the last 2 suspects. Eventually, there is only one winner. Zap Mystery is a unique transmedia murder mystery where kids are immersed in a thrilling mystery around their favorite youth presenters over the course of 10 weeks. On television in Zapplive and other youth programs, online 24 hours a day, and in real life. 30% of the viewers were online for an average of 9 minutes per visit, and viewed more than 12 pages per person. With a growing number of returning visitors, from 35% at the start to 80% at the end, the KRO-NCRV again proves that you can retain the audience's attention much longer by creating a successful online experience. An experience you don't want to end.
Als je nu nog steeds niet op Zappmissie.nl gaat kijken, dan weet ik je te vinden.
This is an example of a project we learned a lot from, and we also used the experience to push to other concepts. For example, we now have Penosa. I don't know if people are watching. Collective part, for example, we also used in Penosa, and also the transmedia storytelling and how we do that. So, and youth is just a very nice genre to experiment with. Now, I gave you some insights in what we try to do. It's just a brief overview. And I try to, because Rogier also said it's good if you give some insights how you get to these concepts. Also, because we, some of it are pretty successful. And then I try, oh dear, what is our golden formula? But I never really, I always think we do have some ingredients, but every project you do is different. So what we do have, and what I can give you, not all the secrets, but is that we try to work from the start. So we try to do all our concepts with TV developers, nerds, and that maybe for you, yeah, in this audience maybe not, but in the company I'm a big nerd. I talk a different language than other people, than 380 people in the company, and they are used to mass communicate, and we are more interactive. So that's sending combined with interacting. We have a lot of discussions and fights, I can tell you, but in that heated area, the best concept come along. And we try to work more and more lean, startup lean at the department. Pressure cooking concept, so you're not very attached to ideas. It's very easy to get attached to an idea, but maybe it's not as good. So we try to now get that really quickly, so you can also fail fast. And we always try to think from the added value to the customer. Maybe for you that's also an open door. But in our company, it's really what can you think and how can you send it, instead of what is the audience really looking for this and do they really want this. And we try to work more and more with a minimal product and not thinking what can we all do, but what's the basic, and push it live, see if it's successful. For example, 1 versus 100 was very successful from the start, and then we already try to develop it more and more. So these things I can give you. The other secrets, if I could tell you, I will. But yeah, it's also just looking at what every project needs.